Hi, welcome to this video tutorial, and of course I remain Moses. So in today's video tutorial, we'll proceed with creating our blog website, and the first thing I want to do is to create a double column section, and of course come to this section, come to advanced, and I want to give it a padding top of 100 and a padding bottom of 100. The next thing I want to do is give it a background color. Come to style, and I want it to be solid blue. I'm going to introduce you to what we call the Loti. So I'm going to head over to my Google browser. I'm going to search for Loti files. I'm going to click on the first link, and we have what we call lotifiles.com. I'm going to click on this. This brings me to this page. You can decide to log in or sign up. As for me, I'm going to click on login because I already have an account with them already. So Loti Files is basically a website where you can download animated illustrations. So I'm going to click on Medansi Moses to log into my existing account. If you don't have an account, you can always click on sign up. It is free, though they have both the free version and the paid version. So for now, I'm just going to search for posts. I'm going to click on search, and we have all these. So you can work with anyone. As you can see, this one is paid. This one is roughly $80. This one is free. This one is roughly $, and this one is also free. Now this one works well with what I'm working on. Let's click on this and let's see what we have. I'm going to click on the download button, and I'm going to select Loti JSON to download it. So we'll download it, and it should be downloaded. I'm going to come back to my website. I'm going to come back to my Elementor edit page, and I want to search for what we call Loti. I'm going to drag this guy right here. As you can see, the default animation. I'm going to click on media file, and I'm going to click on select. I'm going to click on enable, and I'm going to drag in the Loti file I just downloaded. I'm going to come to downloads. This is it right here. I'm going to drag it in. Perfect. I'm going to click on insert media. Cool. So we have this young man right here. So the other settings you need to do, I'm going to click on settings, and I want to click on loop. That is, this stuff should keep playing. The animation should continue regardless. And I'm going to click on update. So far we have this. So I'm going to click on the eye icon right here to see what I have so far on my website. I'm going to close this page, and cool, we have this so far on our website. So all I can do is to add, you can add headers, you can add text, you can add buttons, you can add anything to your website. I'm just going to drag in a random header. Click on favorite, basic. I'm going to drag in a heading. I'm going to call this web master class news, and I'm just going to come to style. I'm going to make this pure white. I'm going to click on typography, Roboto, yes, and I want it to be 60. Cool, or better still 70. Cool, and I want it to be 700. I like the default style. I'm going to leave this like this, and I'm going to drag in a random text editor. I'm just going to copy this guy to paste again, so to be more cool. I'm going to come to style. The color should be pure white, and the typography should be, size should be 17, better still 18 pixels, and I think I'm cool with it like this. The next I want to search for is the search form. I'm going to drag it beneath this one, and we have this young man. Skin, I want it to be minimal, or better still something like full screen. No, let me work with minimal. And placeholder search. Cool. I'm going to make this 50. I'm going to come to style and icon size. Can play with this, so I'll just work with 16. Cool. I think I'm cool with this already. So what else? Nothing special. And I'm going to click on this column right here. I'm going to come to advanced. I want to give it a padding to the right. I'm going to unchain it first. I'm going to give it a padding to the left also of, or better still, let me just give everything 10 padding. I'm going to click on this to chain it back. So we have this, and I'm going to unchain the margin to give it a margin to the left, to the right of probably 50 or something more, or 60. Let's make it 50. Cool. I'm going to select this column, this one right here. I'm going to come to layout, and I want to bring this to the middle. I'm going to select this also. I'm going to bring it to the middle. I think I need to work more on this search icon. I'm going to click on border radius, and I want it like this. Yeah, I think this is better for me. I'm going to click on update, and I'll see what I have so far. Perfect. We have this. So the next thing now to do is to start working on bringing my posts to this page. I'm just going to click here. Majorly I'll be working with this guy. So the next thing now to do is to drop in some post grid. I'm going to drag this in, and we have this. First, I'm going to give this a margin top of 50, margin bottom of 50. Cool. I should click on this, all posts, and post to show latest posts, or I can just give this most commented. Perfect. Most commented posts, and can leave others as default. I want the post to be 3, well, let's see if we can make it 6. Perfect. We have 6 posts right here. I don't want to exclude any post, and I think I'm cool with this. I'll just leave this like this. And next now to do is to give it a heading top. I'm going to drag heading here, and I'm going to call this trending posts. Cool. I'm going to come to style, and I want the color to be deep blue right here. Cool. I'm going to click on this post, still on this title. I'm going to come to advanced. I'm going to come to border, and I want to give it a border of solid. Cool. And I'm going to unchain this. I want the border to be to the left. I'm going to give it a border to the left of 3. Cool. And I'm going to click on the post, or better still, let's just remove the border. I don't need any border. I'll just use something else. I'm going to come back here to search for divider. I'm going to drag it underneath this title, and I want it to be solid, definitely, or double. Let me make it double, and I want to reduce the length to something like this. Perfect. And I'm going to come to style. I'm going to make the color deep blue. Cool. And the weight should be increased to something like this. Let's see what 4.1 will give us. Let's make it something like 5.3 or something. Let's work on the gap. I'm going to bring gap to 0. So I'm going to increase the weight to something like 6.5 or 6.6. Perfect. Cool. I'm going to come to advanced. I'm going to unchain the margin, and I'll give it a negative margin top to bring it closer to the heading. And we have this young man right here. Perfect. I'm going to duplicate this particular section. I'm going to click on here. I'm going to duplicate. This time around, I'm going to delete this, and I want to work with something else. Let's see what the simple grid gives us. Still the same thing, so I'm going to close this. I don't want this. Let's see what the light grid would give us. I'm going to close this. This is creating a new section. The light grid, I'm going to drag it beneath this borderline right here. I'm going to drag it there. So the light grid gives us this, and I think I'm cool with this. I'm going to select this, and I want this to be, since we have latest post here already, let's make this okay. I think what we have here is trending post, that is the most commented. So let's make this latest post, and I'm going to scroll all the way down. Post limit should be 9, or better still, let's make it something like, okay, I think I have just 8 posts on my website. If you have multiple posts, you can add more, so I'll just leave it as 8. I'll make it 8. Cool. But I'm going to work on the style and layout. How many this thing do I want? How many columns? So I'm going to make this 4 columns. I want 4 columns. Cool. So we have this. I'm going to rename this guy here to latest posts. So you can keep adding and keep adding and keep adding and keep adding. So I'm just going to duplicate these guys just to increase volume. But normally, if you have more posts on your website, you can click on it. You can come to query to increase the number of posts that will be shown here. But because I have just 8 posts on my website, that's why I'm duplicating. That is why I'm duplicating this. So I'm just going to duplicate this, so we have something more. Cool. We have this. The next thing I want to do is just create a post slider. I'm going to create a post slider, and let me just use this, or better still, let me drag an hero block right here. Drag an hero block right here. I'm going to give this margin top and margin bottom of 50-50. Better, let me just leave this as this. I'm going to come back here to copy this entire section. I'm going to copy. Actually, there's no limit to your layout. You can use any layout. You can even install more plugins. You can search online on more plugins to build a blog page. More plugins for this, more plugins. There are a lot of other plugins. Don't worry, just make it to the mentorship class. You get to explore more. So I'm just going to call this latest. Okay, we have latest post right here already. I'm going to call this something else. Just give it something like can give it any title. I'm just going to give this view also, and I'm going to click on this. This time around, you can make this, instead of latest, you can make this oldest post. I'm going to click on this also, and I'm going to make it oldest. Cool. We have this. You can check out other all these other blocks. For example, you can add a slider. So if I should click on this simple slider and drag it in, you see what it will give you. I can play with the content. As you can see, this is a slider. Let me just drag this slider a little bit above this one. So we have this right here, but I don't like this. It's looking too congested. I'm just going to close it. So you can add a lot of other stuffs. You can add something else. You can search for the default Elementor post. If I search for post, this is the default Elementor post, this one right here. If I should drag it in, you see it is different. As you can see, it is different. So I can also leave this. I'm going to leave this, and I'm just going to come to style. I'm going to come to style, and you can try to even make this a card. I should make it a card. It gives me a card. It gives me a card kind of setting. I'm going to use the default one. I'm going to use classic. And you can come to style to always customize everything. You can click on this content, and what I just want to change is the read more color. I'm going to click on this to make this light blue. That's all. You can edit others. You can edit the color of the title. You can do other stuff. So I'm just going to click on updates. I think I love what I have done so far. I don't want to make the home page too congested. And let's see what we have here. As you can see, we came up with this. This is simple and straightforward, very fast, simple and straightforward. So let's check the mobile responsiveness. I'm going to click on this responsive mode right here, and I'm going to click on the mobile. First thing I want to work on is this guy. I'm going to click on the first one, the title itself. I'm going to come to style. I want to reduce this to something like 40. Perfect. And this also to something like 16. Perfect. And I'm going to click on the column to unchain this. I'm going to give this 20 all around. Perfect. And this should be 100. I think this is cool on its own. I'm going to click on the column also to give it 20 all around, so everything won't be too congested. As I've said, make your content brief. So I'm going to click on this to give it a margin top of like 50. Perfect for me. And for this, I think this is cool on its own. Doesn't need any mobile responsiveness. I think this is cool. I'm going to click on the tab, come back up. I'm going to make this 100%. Let's come back to layouts, 100. Perfect. And this also should be 100. Perfect. And I'm going to click on this first one. I'm going to come to advanced. I'm going to unchain it, and I'll give it a padding right and left of 30, 30. And same to this too. Padding right and left of 30, 30. Good. Then I'll give it a margin top of something like 50. Perfect. I'm cool with this. I'm going to click on update. And so far we should have this young man right here. You can play with a whole lot of other stuff. You can install more plugins. You can explore. As you've seen, I only installed one plugin and I was able to come up with this simple design. I don't want to make it too complex because this is still more like beginner stage. If you want to develop more complex stuff, just make it to the mentorship program. So as you can see, very simple. We've created our own page, and this is where we're going to stop for this video tutorial. Of course, I remain Moses, and I'll see you in the next.